So I'm working now on migrating our stuff. So we had it all on Mac Drive. So it's a tougher interface for people to see everything because you can only send people outside of McMaster like an upload and a download link. One thing we're trying to do is to move everything over to the Microsoft Teams. So I'm working on our ethics amendment to do that and just make it more visually easier for people. So I think that that part has been a struggle for me as someone who's not super tech savvy. So, but I think with the the data management project, you have the support there. So I don't know if I was involved in this, if I would be as like energetic to figure it out on my own. I'd probably be a lot more frustrated.
In the past, people would struggle a lot. Like I got lost here, I got lost there, and it was such a so it was a lot of a time investment. But now, like we can tell them step by step, this is where you go. There's a visual, so it's much easier. Before it was a challenge. It was a challenge, and now I can easily see, who's done what, who's behind, which is important to me. Who's behind, who's done what but has not uploaded, what they need to upload in the documentation. So it gives me that sort of visual map. So it has made my job much easier.
So when it was on Mac Drive, you would log in, so then I would log in with my password, and then we would have shared folders that had a password, and then each subfolder didn't have a password. So now we have like 3 levels of security, plus you have to log in with your Mac ID or with your own ID.
So early on, it was just about that, having to redirect because she was very busy learning and respecting the process as well, because to me that's important, that she carved that time and I needed to be respectful and figure out how to get what I wanted from someone else.
I think because parts of my role have always been around data management, that's been okay. And that's not Dr. Kranz's favorite thing to do, is organize and all of those. So that's actually been fine. Yeah, that's not her favorite thing to do at all, is organizing. Yeah, and I'm not super great at it, so it's been interesting.
I really liked it because I had one person to go to rather than sending, okay, does anybody know where this interview is? I knew, from the get-go to ask her, and she became very fluent in that knowledge in relation to the map that I was talking about. And she would direct me, exactly where I needed to be directed to. So to me, it saved time.
You had asked earlier about the data issues, and ours is also version control. 100% that's something that we really need to tackle and really be on top of is version control. I have informed consent from the first project that I worked on, and then you edit it for the second project because many of the things stay the same, and then somehow you lose the version for the first, so we need to get on version control. Like you would think having shared documents on OneDrive would help, but it doesn't. Somebody downloads the document and they forget to mention it, and so they're working on this downloaded document and you don't know, so you're doing something on the shared document. Yeah, version control would be number 1. If I could get that I would consider myself a success in life. I can use Dr. Kranz's Insight Grant with the colonial contours of exclusion in Peru, because it's wrapped up now. And I think about when we started writing the grant, all of the things we were putting in the grant and the plans that we made and all of these things. And then you get the grant and you implement it, and some time has passed. So you do some different things, and then you change some things with research ethics. And then COVID happened, and the different ways that Canada responded and Peru responded. And so you're shifting and you're pivoting. And like a good data management practice is you have all of that documented and all of that legacy piece and all of those good things.
Data management is an integral part of any research project. And it's not only about data management the way I see it, it's also about accountability in relation to who's done what, when, and with whom, but also for our funders too. Allows us to really be accountable in relation to what the outputs have been in a particular project. So again, as at the beginning, I was not quite sure. I'm thinking, now that I see what's possible, I really like it.
Even, for example, I know that in one of the original grant applications for that project, we talked about employment rates in Peru. It got taken out. And then something the other day, I remembered we were talking about different employment rates in different areas. And I was like, I know where I have that information. I'll have to update it, but I know it.
It was an excellent idea to have Data Champion. And I think, and given my observations, this has enriched her portfolio and has made her a better professional, because that's a skill that she brings anywhere.
So I feel like we're ready to rock. So the last time we talked, we were still working on moving everything from Mac Drive and making sure that everything was on the Microsoft interface. So that's really been completed. The next steps for us are some new people have been brought onto the team. So we have a research assistant in Honduras. So we will be doing the onboarding pieces there. And so they have actually just recently started. And so those onboarding pieces around like the theoretical framework, and then we'll do these data management pieces. And so I think what's next for me is making sure that all of the projects are on the data management plan, the older projects as well, and that's for legacy purposes. So I think the next steps are just keeping up with what we've been doing, and then also taking our learnings and rolling it into any subsequent grants or subsequent projects or anything like that. I was also going to email our director and let everyone know that I had finished Data Champions. So if anyone in the school needed any sort of like data management consultation or advice or something, like I was hoping I could do that. And so, yeah, I think that's the next piece for us. And then also, like we were talking about before, thinking about what we're going to share, what we're going to make open, and all of those pieces.
Oh, Liz has been amazing throughout all this. As I said, she's grown so much professionally, personally. I don't know what I will do without her. But I think for Data Champion, this initiative was amazing, because I think we would not have learned what we learned without this opportunity and with this grant. So, and again, has made us really sit back and reflect in how we dealt with data management and how we approached it.
I think this is like our lesson is like we were doing really well with our data, and then also now we have like a lot of data management for the other little pieces, the ethics applications that we did that were drafts, the grant draft, all of those things. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, is that we have a broader picture of what we're doing. And I think that really honors people's stories and honors the work that we've been doing as well.
Make it part of your research grant. Make it part of your research practice. It will save you time, frustrations, and most importantly, it will bring transparency to what you're doing and accessibility if you work with international partners. And to me, that's a priority, just to lessen the divide between the Global South and the Global North, as the North creators of knowledge and all knowledge, right?
This series is brought to you by Spark, a Center for Social Research Innovation.